and get right into it. The 10 worst auto loan banks. Are you stuck with one of these? Okay. And don't worry, if you are stuck with one of these, I got you. I'm going to have a strategy for you. Okay. So, again, if you or someone you know has an auto loan with any of these banks, is listen, I got a strategy for you. Okay. Pull out your notepad. Let's get right into it. Okay. By the way, we get emails, we get DMs, we see it in the comments. People ask us all the time, can we help you with your credit? Yes, we can. Okay. We can help you improve your credit score, qualify for homeownership, and help you lower your car payment. Okay. Just like we helped this lady right here. She had a goal to buy some property. We put her in position. She followed the steps step by step. And of course, she was able to accomplish her goal. All right. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay. So first things first, okay? I'm going to show you all each of these banks, but here's my strategy, okay? Here's my strategy, okay? So if you are with any of these banks, you need to try to lower your car payments right now. Okay. If your score is not where it needs to be, that just means you need a strategy. So binge watch some of my videos, or if you want the shortcut, you want to get there faster, you can go ahead and get a game plan. Okay. But either way, right here is option one. This is a soft pull auto loan refinance. Okay. It's right here on your screen. You can scan that. Now, personal loan. Now, if you can't get approved for the auto loan refinance, then you may have to go with a personal loan to refinance that auto loan. Okay. You can scan this QR code here. Okay. Then you also have, if you can't get any of those, that just means it's your personal credit profile. And that just means you need to order a custom game plan. All right. Let's go ahead and go with bank number one. And by the way, let me know in the comments if there is a bank that I'm missing. Okay. Let me know in the comments if there's a bank I'm missing, or if you've ever been with any of these banks I'm talking about. Let me know your experience inside the comment section. All right, let's go. Bank number one is Consumer Portfolio Services. Consumer Portfolio Services. Okay. Have you all ever been with them as an auto loan, having them as an auto loan? Okay. If you have them right now, you better try to lower your car payment. Okay. They've been out for quite some time. They're known for high interest rates, double digits on the low end that I've seen, 15 percent interest or higher. Okay. Listen, refinance that auto loan right now. Okay. Next is going to be Buy Rider. Have you guys ever heard of Buy Rider? Okay. Also known as JD Buy Rider. Okay. Now they went through a whole rebranding phase, stuff like that. They've been out for a very long time. Okay. Here's the thing, you need to know that they are one of the worst banks, one of the worst to have your auto loan with. Please try to refinance with them right now. Okay. You most definitely want to try to do that. All right. Next is going to be, hold on, Drive Time. Has anyone ever had an auto loan with Drive Time? If you or someone you know has an auto loan with them, they need to get up out of it ASAP. Now, let me pause real quick. How can you get out of these loans? Just because you need to refinance does not mean your car qualifies. Yes, your car must qualify. Most cars have to be no more than about 7 years old, sometimes 6 years old, in order for you to get an auto loan refinance with most banks. Again, have a conversation with your bank to confirm. Okay. Now, the next bank, I'm sorry, that's what you want to do. Okay. Now, that's the first thing, is that the car must qualify. Next is you must qualify. So you need to have a score of at least 620 or higher. Okay, at least 620 or higher. Okay. You need to most definitely do that for sure. Okay. If you're not doing that, what's going to end up happening is you're going to be in that loan too long, and they're going to end up making too much money off of you. Okay. So you need to make sure that you get out of this loan as soon as you can. All right. Next bank, First Investors Financial Services. One of the worst banks you can have your auto loan with. One of the worst. Okay. They are known for high interest auto loans. They're known for this high interest rate auto loans. You need to have a strategy, people. You need to have a strategy. And that strategy needs to be, again, you figuring out a way that you can lower that car payment, refinance, get out of those terms ASAP. Get out of those terms ASAP. Okay. Next is going to be, okay, flagship credit acceptance. Has anyone ever been with flagship credit acceptance? Anybody? Anybody? Listen, one of the worst. Refinance with them as soon as you can. Okay. They are known for high interest rate auto loans. So listen, if that's you or someone you know, refinance ASAP. Okay. Now, that's the first 5 banks. Before we go into the next 5 banks, I want to show you guys something real quick. This is an auto loan calculator. Don't worry, it's about to show up on your screen in a second. This is an auto loan calculator. This is why we're having this conversation. Now, what if your auto loan, let me go ahead and just zoom in on this so you guys can see this. Okay. I want you guys to see and understand this. This is why I'm having this conversation with you. Okay. Now, if you were taking out a loan, an auto loan for $20,000, 72 months, okay, doesn't matter if it's new or used. Okay. By the way, you get a better interest rate if it's new, but newer cars obviously cost more. So you got to decide what the, you know, which double edge, which side of the sword you want. Okay. Anyway, let's say, for example, you're at 20%. Okay. So if you're at 20%, if you're at 200, I'm sorry, 200. If you're at $20,000 for 72 months, it's a used car and the interest rate is 20%, your monthly payment is going to be around 479. Okay. That's what a lot of people are paying right now. Now, here's the thing. When you refinance, this is why you need to get out of that loan. When you refinance after, and let's say you've had it for about a couple years. Once you've had it for about a couple years, now that brings you down to 15,000. Okay. Now you got about 60 months left. What you want to do is you need to refinance, get out of that 20%, get out of that 20%. Then now that you refinance, you can probably get 8%. That puts you at 304. Are you all seeing this? Okay. Do you want to pay 497 or 304? Okay. Exactly. Now you say, well, Calvin, what if I can't get 8%? No problem. What if you get approved for 14%? That's 349, right? Some of you all over, well, Calvin, you know what? I got approved, but my interest rate is not going to be like that. No problem. Go with a personal loan. A personal loan may have you, even if a personal loan is at 15%, you're paying 357. Would you rather pay 497 or 357? Exactly. So again, this is why you got to get out of those loans as soon as you can. This is the strategy. Okay. This is the strategy. This is why I tell you all you need to talk to a credit strategist. We're not just talking about improving your credit score, have a nice day. We're diving this deep. We're saying, hey, listen, now that we got that score, let's put that score to work. What's the purpose of having an 800 credit score if you're still paying high interest? What's the purpose of having a 750 credit score if your landlord keeps going up on rent and you keep complaining? You can get a house. What's the purpose of doing this stuff, guys? Right? Make sure you're in the best position possible. All right, let's get back to it. Now, what are the other banks? Next bank, American Credit Acceptance. American Credit Acceptance. Okay. So American Credit Acceptance, again, another one of the top worst banks in history. Get out of that loan, run out of these loans, man. Okay. Now, I'm not knocking these companies because they do give people an opportunity when most places would not. But you have to know that you got to get out of these loans. So it's not that now where they get a lot of these banks get bad raps, they start adding additional fees. Sometimes they have prepayment penalties. For those who don't know what a prepayment penalty is when you have an auto loan and you want to pay it off faster. You want to pay it off faster. So you pay it off faster. Some of you all right now are about to get your tax refund and you about to pay your car note off faster. Here's what happens. Two things. You won't like it. Number one, some of these banks charge you a early terminate, well, not necessarily an early termination fee, but essentially a pre I forgot what I just called it too. But either way, that's what they're going to do. They're going to charge you a fee for paying it off faster, a prepayment penalty. You're paying it too soon. That's number one. That's the first thing you're not going to like. The second thing you're not going to like, anytime you pay an installment account off fast, what ends up happening? For those who don't know, anytime you pay off an installment loan, what's an installment loan? Anything that ends in the word loan, student loan, auto loan, mortgage loan, personal loan. Anytime you pay off any one of those fast, sooner than what they're supposed to be, is going to affect your credit score. I know it sucks. I didn't make the algorithm. I'm just telling you what it is. Okay, let's keep going. Santander. This should listen. Y'all should know who this is. Here, let me tell you, man. I got to do some documentaries on this stuff, man, because nobody talks about this stuff. Like the as deep as I want to go with a lot of these banks, no one wants to talk about this stuff. So just give me some time. Just give me some time because making it is easy. But y'all got to watch it when I make it. But anyway, Santander, they're actually a huge bank. They're a huge bank doing a lot of business in Europe. Okay, Santander is actually pronounced Santander, and it's actually in it's a big bank in Europe. I don't know exactly where, but it's in Europe. I can look it up. I don't feel like it, but either way, they do. They're like similar to Bank of America or Chase over there. Okay, they're a big time bank over there. They do big loans over there. In America, they make more money with to do business with people with bad credit. That's why. That's why people don't like Santander. Now, Santander buys a lot of loans. Santander, so let me tell y'all something. There's two banks. There's two banks that get a lot of people's business if your credit's not the best. One of those banks is Santander. I'm gonna tell you guys the other bank here in a minute, okay? But Santander, I remember working at the dealership. Man, every bank on the planet would decline these people, but Santander said, "Listen, we'll take them. Come on over here." They charge upfront fees. They charge an upfront $2,000. They charge you upfront. Upfront. Now they may not take it from you right away, but they'll add it to the loan. They charge you just for them approving you. It's an application fee or a processing fee. They got all kinds of fees. $1,500, $2,000 people be paying on top of the price of the car. And they put money down and they have a high interest rate. And it's legal in the United States. They do nothing but, so you have prime and you have subprime. Think of it like steak. Prime steak. Nobody wants a subprime steak, right? Anyway, and I'm not knocking it if we're subprime here. Watch where I'm going. They're a big bank. They do prime loans. They do top of the line loans in Europe. Why are they doing subprime lending in the United States? Because they make more. Y'all smart. They make more money. Let's keep going. Westlake Financial. Come on now. I should be hitting some of y'all at this point with some of these banks. Some of these banks y'all done been with. Maybe not now, maybe 10 years ago. Maybe not now, maybe 15 years ago. Maybe someone you know is with some of these banks, right? Westlake Financial, one of the worst banks in American history for auto loans. Again, it's not, that's just the nature of the beast. They want the subprime loans. They give people an opportunity, but some of these banks are charging additional fees and people don't know it. And it's costing them thousands of dollars. You want to try to get out of these banks after about 18 months. I'm seeing some of the comments just to make sure you guys can hear me. But listen, you want to try to get out of these banks in about 18 months, 26 months. Every 3 to 6 months, you should be trying to refinance out of this loan. Okay. Now, some of you all may be thinking, well, Calvin, I signed this document. How can I get out of this loan faster? Money fixes most of your problems. It's not really a problem if money can fix it, right? Don't get me wrong, because you just got to get the money, but at least you know there is a solution. Just get the money. So the way to get out of these loans faster is you got to pay more upfront because the interest is packed in. The car is not worth 20,000. It's probably worth 10,000. So another bank is not going to give you 20,000. You got to bring that loan down. So you either pay extra, right? You either pay extra or you have to put you have to either pay extra every single month or you have to put more down when you try to refinance with a personal loan or auto loan refinance. That's the strategy. Let's keep going. Exeter Finance. I know listen, I know I know I had to get some of you. Listen, I know some of these banks y'all done been with. I worked in the, for those who don't know the story, I'm not gonna go to the long story. Short version of the story is I used to work at a dealership for over 6 years. I was top in sales. I sold over 550 cars in less than 4 years. I saw 80% of people every single day walk into the dealership, get denied, and not know why. That's why we started this YouTube channel. Because I saw people listen, they didn't even get approved with these banks, which is crazy. Okay. Exeter Finance, top 10 worst auto loan bank in America. If you're with any of these banks, I keep telling you, these are the steps up here. These are just reminder. These are the steps. Number one, soft pull auto loan refinance. Let me put these links inside of, let me put these links up in here. So the auto loan refinance, give me a second. I'm gonna make sure you guys got this. Okay, I'm gonna put it inside the chat because we're gonna begin to the comments here in a second. Okay, now this right here is a soft pull auto refinance, and someone says the loan starts over. No, it does not. It's it's optional. When you're refinancing, the loan does start over technically, but not to the original time frame. You're with a new bank. You determine how long you want it to be. So if you take out a 6-year loan originally and then you drove the car for 2 years, that means you went from 6 years to 4 years. When you refinance, you don't have to start back over 6 years. You can if you want to. You can do 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, 3 years. It's up to you. But you're not forced to go back into it. Now, if you feel like, well, that's the only option I have, then that means you need to improve your credit score, put more money down, okay, trade in the car. You do have options, okay? Either way, a soft pull auto loan refinance, I put that inside the chat, okay? Then personal loan, okay? Personal loan, if you need this, give me a second. I'm putting this inside of the chat as well too. There's nothing wrong with using a personal loan, okay, to pay off your auto loan, okay? There's that one. And then if you need a game plan, I'm gonna put this right here. Game plans have been going out every day, guys. Game plans, no, I'm sorry, not every day. Well, Monday through Friday. Let me say that. All right. But that's if you can't scan the QR codes. Again, any of these banks. I'm not done yet. We still rolling. Credit acceptance. It's credit acceptance, guys. One of the big, oh, here, I'm over here blocking one of the banks. My bad. I'm just seeing my face over here. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. Okay. Just a little bit smaller. Either way, credit acceptance. Now, here's the thing. I was a fan of credit acceptance. Here's why. Because people would come into the dealership, nobody would approve them, and credit acceptance say, hey, we'll take you, but based on these terms. Now, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people say, hey, it's predatory lending, things of that sort. Here's what you got to understand. There are a lot of people that just simply need a car. They need a reliable car. Like they need a reliable car. When they are renting cars, it becomes expensive. When they're doing Uber, it becomes expensive. Those, listen, it doesn't cost, so they end up paying more for those types of services. My point is, here's what I'm saying. You take the loan, you get out of the loan as soon as you can. 18, 24, 30, 30 months, somewhere in that time frame. Okay. It's gonna suck. But again, the more you try to pay that balance down, okay, the faster you can get out of it. And at that point, it's just borrowed money. Keep in mind, it's just borrowed money. It's just borrowed money. You just need better terms. You need better terms. Okay. That's all this is. You need better terms. Okay. And if you can't do it with an auto loan refinance, by the way, let me explain this real quick. When it says soft pull auto loan refinance, it's a soft pull to see the terms. If you decide to move forward, then it will be a hard pull. Let me say that again. It's a soft pull to see if you can get approved. Okay. And they say, hey, we can't approve you. Here's the terms and conditions. You choose how long you want to refinance, whether it's 2 years, whether it's 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, whatever. And you say, okay, I'm gonna choose this, I'm gonna choose these terms. Then they're gonna do the hard pull. Okay, just want to make sure we clarify that. But these are the banks here. Let me go back to the calculator, guys. Let me go back to the calculator. So again, let me give you all another example. If you're paying $30,000, I'm sorry, if you have a $30,000 car, really, if you're financing 30,000, because it's usually about a 26,000 plus taxes, fees, all that jazz. So you're out the door at 30,000. If you're at $30,000 and your interest rate is at 20%, you're paying 719 a month. 719 a month. Many people watching this right now have car payments not far from this number. I know you watching this. Okay. Now check this out. Check this out. If you get an auto loan refinance, and you can get that down to 8%, watch this number. Watch this number drop. You can go from 719, watch this, to 526. Would you rather pay 719 or would you rather pay 526? Okay. That's how you get a better interest rate. Well, Calvin, I'm not financing the same amount anymore. You're right. By that time, you'd be done paid the car down to about 25,000, right? Now, maybe a year has gone by. Okay. So maybe about 25, 26,000. Let me put 26,000 in there, right? Now we have 527. Okay. Now, what happens if you say, you know what, Calvin, again, let me try to see, what if I get a higher interest rate? What if I'm at 14%? You're at 605. You still not 719. You still not 719. Okay. What if you say, well, Calvin, I can't get that. What if I can get a personal loan? No problem. Let's say you're at 16%. You at 632. You want to be at 719 or 632? This is what I'm talking about. Listen, you got to put your score to work. And if you can't get approved, if you cannot get approved, that's where the game plan comes in. No more overpaying in 2025. We can't keep doing this. Y'all throwing away money. Y'all throwing money out the window. Every time you make a monthly payment with any of these banks, you're throwing money out the window until we can get in position. Okay. But if it's something as simple as improving your credit score, then what are we dragging our feet for? You're paying for it anyway. You're saying, I don't have the money to try to bring that down. You paying for it no matter what you want to do, no matter what you think, you're paying for it because you're overpaying. There's what you all have to understand. There's price and there's cost. There's price and there's cost. Let's break this down. The price of, let's say, for example, a game plan. You're saying, oh, I have to pay for a game plan. I don't want to do that right now. That's fine. And I'm just saying, not necessarily a game plan, but use this as an example, or improving your credit score, right? That's the price to improve your credit score. You say, I'm going to put that off because you don't see the value. But here's what you got to understand. Watch this. What is it costing you not to do it? Right? You're overpaying $100 a month. So in 5 months, you had $500. In 12 months, you had $1,200. In 2 years, you had $2,400 that you've overpaid. That's the problem. You should be looking at the cost. Some of y'all worried about the price. It's the cost. You're losing money. You're losing more money than what you think you are. But see, since it's not happening liquid, we look at liquid. You know what I'm saying? We look at liquid. We would rather find $20 on the ground because we can touch that than wait for $100 to hit the bank account, because you got to wait for that. Okay, that's what the cost is. That's what that is. All right, let's keep it moving, guys. Listen, these are the types of things, the types of conversations that I'm already having with people that's a part of the 850 Club Elite. Okay, in our 850 Club Elite, we take you as you are. We want to know whatever your goal is so we can show you exactly what you need to do. A lot of times you see somebody on Instagram, you see somebody on Facebook, one of your family members, one of your friends at a family gathering, at an outing. They got a new car, they got a house. Not that you should be jealous of them, because those are the material things. What about the things you can't see? They got a credit limit increase. They just lowered their car payment, right? Well, listen, this 2025, it can happen for you. But here's the thing: you got to go from information to execution. Now you have the information. My job is to educate you. I can't make you do it. If I got to drag you in, I got to drag you around. I can't make you do anything. I'm not saying that you should, whether it's not, this has nothing to do with me. I'm saying you got to execute the information that we've been talking about. Okay? You need to try. It costs you nothing to try to lower your car payment here. It costs you nothing. This costs you your time. This costs you your time. Now the game plan, that's gonna cost you some money. But these two right here is gonna cost you your time. Okay? For sure. Okay. But anyway, listen, if you have credit goals that you are looking to accomplish in 2025, I don't care what it is. And if I can't help you, I will bring someone into our circle that can help you. I know people. Okay. I'm telling you, these are people, all these people right here on your screen got a strategy session from me. All of them. This girl right here, she had a 400 credit score. Y'all see the key she's holding, right? She's a homeowner. You know why? Because we took her from the 400s to the 600s in about 90 days or so. She's a homeowner now. That was her goal. She says, Calvin, I was losing hope. I just didn't know what to do with myself. I just can't. I'm just gonna be renting for the rest of my life because we don't know what we don't know. That's why we're here, guys. That's why we're here. That's why we're here to make sure you got everything you need. 400 to home ownership. Come on, man. Come on. Listen, YouTube told me that 53% of my audience is men. Men, I'm talking to you right now. Men, I'm listening. Are y'all listening? Check this out. We know how it is to be a man and to want to provide for your family, to want to lead by example, right? To say, "Hey, I'm going to figure it out." This is something we have to think every single day as men. Check this out. This guy right here has access to a VA loan. He's a veteran. Where my veterans at? Any veterans in the house? If y'all any veterans in the house, let me know in the comments. We appreciate you for your service. Let me say that first. But here's the thing. Y'all have access to benefits. And if you don't get your credit in order, then you're missing out on your benefits. You're missing out on your benefits. So what did this guy do right here? You know what he did? He says, Calvin, listen, I saw that you helped somebody I went to college with. I've had access to a VA loan for years. I'm constantly renting. What I'm paying for monthly rent, I know I can buy a house because with a house and me being a veteran, I can use my VA loan, which, by the way, for those who don't know, a VA loan is where you have to put zero down. Yes, zero. Close your eyes. What do you see? Nothing. That's what you got to put down. That's why he wanted to do this. Then he also qualified for tax exemption, which means on a property, he closed on a $350,000 property. The property had $9,000 in property taxes. He don't have to pay them. Yeah. But guess what? He couldn't take advantage of any of that if he did not get a strategy from me. He could have easily went to somebody and said, "Hey, tell me what to fix my credit." But they would have left him there. He would have been hanging. It would have been a matter of time. This is the biggest problem in the credit repair industry. People help people with their credit. They say, "Have a nice day." In a couple months, they back because they never had a strategy. I said, so when we improved his credit score, the very next thing we did was say, "Hey, listen, let's put this to work. What's your current living situation?" "Oh, well, I'm paying rent right now." "There's nothing wrong with that. Do you want to go into home ownership?" "Yeah, I do want to use my VA benefits." "VA benefits? Man, if you don't come on." His wife was like, "Man, Calvin, I'm so listen, the wives love our company because see, sometimes a man got to talk to another man. Ladies, am I right about this? I know you guys have been telling your men, giving them advice, telling them what to do. It's not you. It's just we didn't think about it. I'm telling you, it's not you. We just didn't think about it. And then we forget, and then we don't execute. This is just what we do. We're human, right? But then we hear it from another person, another man, more than likely, and they say, "Oh man, let me tell you what I just heard. I've been told you that." This is his wife says, "Listen, I've been told you this. Come on now." Now she didn't know what to do, but she says, "Listen, I know things can be, I know that we can take advantage of your benefits." Homeowner now, by the way. This man ain't paid property taxes in over, what's that, 6 years? Come on, man. That's what we do here. This is what we do here, guys. I love what I do. Been doing it for years. All right. Was that too much? Was any of this helpful tonight? Was any of this helpful tonight? Let's get into the comments, guys. Give me 1 second. Let's go and pull the comments up. I know you guys been waiting on me. Let's go and get right into it. I don't want to hold you guys up. We already done lost the hour today. We already done lost an hour today, man. So my son came into the room and said, Dad, um, you know, we lost like it's the time is done changed. I'm like, what? Here I am. Now it's late. I was like, I'm not gonna be up there late tonight. Here I am, already late. I'm already breaking the rules already. All right. Let's get into the comments, guys. Our Lake is in the house. 850 Club Elite. If you're a part of the 850 Club Elite, drop elites inside of the chats. Elite is deep in the house. I dare you to say something stupid tonight. No, I'm kidding. Our Lake is in the house. He says, yes, get out of those predatory loans for sure. Renee says, I had Santander USA $35,000. They suck. Voluntary surrender my car and they never picked it up from the shop. They abandoned my car. Fees were high. Charge off 35,000. Come on, Renee. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all do better keeping the cars and then trying to work it out, to be honest. In some cases, in some cases, everybody's situation is different. That charge off is heavy. Okay. Because now the good news is sometimes after like a year or two, they'll end up counting it as they'll end up writing it off. And then they'll send you what's it, a 1098? And then you have to then put it as income. Okay. So listen, some of you are watching this right now. Was it a 1098, 1099C or 1098? I can't remember. But when they essentially you have a repossession and the bank writes it off, and then you have to, since they wrote it off, you have to then add that as income. But your charge off is at zero balance. So some banks will do that. Okay. Jamie's in the house. Appreciate you being here. Elite is in the building. All right. Elizabeth's in the house. All right. Elite is most definitely in the building tonight. All right. Elizabeth says Austin Capital should be added to that list. I finally got it off my credit report. Listen, Austin Cap, man, it's been a lot going on for sure. Okay. Volvo says Credit Acceptance Corporation. There you go. We just talked about them. Jamie says, I thought Drive Time was supposed to be the people's bank. And you know what? That's how they portray it, because they know their target audience, right? And they want people. Don't get me wrong, they're approving people, right? But they're adding additional fees, and they can legally do it. And because of that, people, those loans take a little bit longer to get out of. Like when your interest rate is lower, it's called an amortization chart. I ain't gonna go to that too deep into that tonight. We'll do that for another night. The short version is when you have a lower interest rate, it's easier for you to break even. Okay, you could break even around about 18 to 24 months, maybe a little bit after 24 months, maybe not breaking even, but closer to the value. When you're in a high interest rate loan, sometimes it takes about 3 to 4 years, sometimes 4.5 years. That's why you got to get a different structured contract as soon as you can. ASAP. ASAP. Okay. That's why I'm here to break all this down. Okay. Elizabeth said Drive Time is a predatory lender. For real. Okay. She says they were advertising heavy in the early 2000s for sure. 34,000. Yeah, that's crazy over there. Elizabeth says, yes, stay away. Okay. She says the Drive Time used to advertise they would come pick people up. Do you remember that? I don't know. I don't know if they was doing that back, or maybe not in Chicago. All right. Risa, what's going on? Elite Building is in the house. All right. Jackie says, how long should you have the car before you consider refinancing? You know what? I would say at least 18 months. Yeah, after about 18 months or so. And then after that, I would try at least every 3 to 6 months. Okay. If you try to refinance with this, let me see if I can pull it back up without moving myself. So if you guys do, I'm kind of blocking it. But either way, if you go back, if you go just rewind it a little bit, you'll see, just scan that QR code. You can it's a soft pull, so you don't lose anything. I strongly recommend it, because that way you could do that, and you could try that every 3 to 6 months. Okay. Every 3 to 6 months. Oh, I forgot about that one, Risa. Yeah, Bridgecrest. Yeah, I knew I was gonna be one I was gonna forget. I knew it was gonna be one. I did forget about Bridgecrest. You're right about that. Tony says the dealership found me CPS and they had a high interest of 14%. I went and refinanced the next day and got an APR of 4.48. I was super excited. Saved me a lot of money. Let's talk about that real quick. Sometimes it's just the dealership you go to. See, let me break something down. These dealerships, a lot of times, they have relationships with these banks. The banks allow them to pack in certain things in the deal. We're going to talk about this another day, specifically on buying cars. That's a whole conversation. Either way, and a lot of times they'll choose a bank that's best for them, not best for you. Let me say that again. Sometimes dealerships will choose a bank that's best for them and not best for you. You see what Tony just said? He says, listen, I know I should be able to get better terms than this. He went from 14 to 4.8 with a refinance. So let me ask you all, I will say this. Yes, you can refinance like within a month, but most people are not going to be able to do what Tony just did. Okay. The car has to make sense. Your score has to make sense. The numbers have to make sense for the new bank. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. This is where questions, you need to ask questions or talk to your bank. They'll tell you. They don't have to run your credit to tell you these things. Okay. Because if the numbers don't make sense, it doesn't matter what your credit score is. Okay. All right. Elizabeth says, never been with Santander. You don't want to be with them. Renee says Santander is trash. She said she found a, a Consumer Financial Protection Act a complaint against her. That's crazy. Renee says my interest rate was 32%. Crazy. Renee, we can't keep no, that's too high, Renee. That's too high. Jamie says Santana got you in and out of CarMax fast. You didn't even have to realize what happened till you got home. Listen, for real. That is for real. We trying to figure out what is Renee talking about. She says work with okay, cool. We want to make sure, okay. But yeah, listen, you guys got to be careful, man, with especially with those types of rates, man. You got to be careful with that for sure. All right. So let's see here. Santander says, is the client breathing? Can they blink their eyes? Okay, we'll take them. Yes. Are they alive and they got a job? That's usually what that is for sure. Okay. Next is all right. Next is she says good luck. She says they prey on people for sure. All right. Now Nala says, okay, this is what we talked about before. The loan starts over for another 72 months. If you choose that term. Okay. What's going on, Shake Max, Sean? So real quick, we just talked about the 10. You coming in a little bit later, but you got to rewind it. But however, if you go to my YouTube, you can actually kind of rewind it and you can see the visual of that. She's on Instagram. All right. But the loan, you don't have to go 72 months. You can go to 60 months, you can go to 48 months. So you're not forced to go into that. Okay. So Elizabeth says, how do they keep getting away with this? This is a nightmare. She says, I have zero auto loans. Thank you, Jesus. Listen, that's where you want to get up in and up out of there for sure. Crossify says, Capital One referred all these banks to me, including Global Lending Service. Yes, Global Lending. That's another one. Do not go with them. Okay. Do not go with them. Elizabeth says, what about upside down loans? That's a great question. Let me show you all what my solution is for upside down auto loans. Okay, I got a solution. Give me a second here. The short version is, let me see how fast I can get this pulled up. I don't know how fast I can get this pulled up, but I'm gonna see how fast I can. Okay, this particular loan, not loan. Let me see here. This is, I said upside down, but it's really negative equity. Let me see. There it is right here. Okay, I'm gonna don't worry, I got you guys. Give me a second. I'm gonna bring this up here so you guys can see it, but I'm not gonna. Okay, it's probably gonna still play. Let me mute that. Y'all know how YouTube be. All right, I knew it was gonna still play. All right, so give me a second. I'm about to show my screen. I did a video on this. Okay, this is it right here. So this is the video right here. How to get out of a car with negative equity. Okay, that's the video title right there. Okay. So you'll see it right there. How to get out of a car with negative equity. Okay. That's how now. So I did a video on that. Make sure you guys watch that if you have a situation like that. Okay. Then let me go back. I'm gonna close this out. Okay. All right, perfect. All right. Then Nikki Grad says you can add regional acceptance. I sure forgot about them. I did. I thought I had everybody. Listen, they are on the list. Tony says, Calvin, also, it's good to find a bank that offers low interest rates. You better believe it. You better believe it. Jamie says, price is how much is it cost? What does it cost you not to do it? You better believe it. Mike Jones in the house says, been watching your videos and following the advice. Got my score up, and I was approved for a car loan for 35,000 with Navy Fed. If anyone is wondering, this guy knows what he's talking about. There you go, Mike. Appreciate you being here, Mike. Let me listen. Let me get my phone real quick. I gotta take a photo of that. Listen, I know Jamie will do it. Listen, somebody in the elite screenshot this and post it inside the group, please. Somebody screenshot this. Take a photo of this. Okay. Listen. This is what we're talking about. This is why we do what we do. There are people who've been watching us for years, following the advice that we give, and you do it at whatever pace you want to do it at, right? But I'm telling you, you need more than just a higher score. You need to know what to do. Appreciate you, Mike, and congratulations to you, sir, on that auto loan with Navy Fed. And that's another thing too. Get you all listen. Y'all got to get in with some good banks with good rates. That is for sure. All right. Jamie says we got to drag you. We ain't got to drag you around too much weight. You already know it. Or you already know it. All right. So let's see here. Let's go into here. Okay. All right. Mike Jones with that. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Okay. Veteran in the house. Okay. Where my veterans at, man? Tony's in the house. Veteran. Appreciate you. All right. Of course, Oriel, veteran in the house. Reese, I didn't know you was a veteran. That's what's up. All right. Here to the throne, veteran in the house. Nick U. Grass says, yes, true. Okay. Reese says, true. There you go. All right. Of course, now the elite members are here in the building. Okay, it's Cat. Appreciate you being here. She said Santander is whack. That's what it was, Cat. It's a 1099C. Thank you for that. See, I know I'll be having some people listening to me. All right. Carol, let's see here. Q Yate. Listen, you know I was gonna listen. I apologize when I mess that name up. All right, good thing I don't have no more bank accounts. So happy for that. You better believe it. All right. So then someone says, does Wells Fargo have a class action lawsuit? They suck. I think they do. It's a lot of class action lawsuits, man. I was gonna talk about some of those. I'll look into it though, because I'm gonna be honest. A lot of times y'all be telling me stuff in the comments. I don't even be knowing about it yet. So I'll look into that for sure. Okay. All right. So NG, okay, New York G says I got pre-qualified for a 2012 Wrangler, 11,000. I have a 609 score. I have $2,500 down. What's your opinion on my odds getting it? Oh yeah, you should be fine. Yeah, you should be fine. But a 2012, look out for the miles on that. Now the car gotta last. Okay, the car gotta last as long as it's around that price point. And then if you don't like the interest rate, I would refinance it soon. Okay, because you can do that with a personal loan too. Okay. Kawana says, what about auto acceptance? It's more than likely, usually most banks, Kawana, that have, and this is for everybody to know this, any bank that has the word acceptance in it, usually is going to put you in that position. It's not going to be the best bank, to be honest with you. Okay. Crossify says a Nissan dealership said Ally approved me for 24%. My credit is subprime, but dang. Yeah, that's what happens. And here's another thing too. Ally's not a bad bank either. And Ally does have a refinance department. Let's talk about that. Most banks will not refinance with you if you have an auto loan with them. Let me say that again so nobody gets confused. Most banks will not refinance your auto loan because they already have your ink and signature on a higher interest rate. So, for example, if you're financed with Capital One right now, even though Capital One does auto loan refinances, they're not going to give you an auto loan refinance because they already have you at a higher interest rate. This is why some people say, "Oh, I tried to refinance, but I couldn't. They wouldn't let me." That's because you tried to refinance with that bank. You can go to any bank on the planet to get another opinion, to get another loan. Let me say that again. Just because your bank said no does not mean another bank won't say, y'all smart. They won't say yes. They will say yes. Get yourself in position. Mike says 32%. Global lending. Yes, you better believe it. Global lending for sure. Blue Sky says Auto Nation with the pink license tracks. They ran my credit through 20 banks, then landed on Westlake, which was horrible. I was robbed. Listen, I'm already knowing, man. I'm already knowing it. Mike says, love the late Sunday night lives. Yeah, I'm trying to go live a little bit more, man. Trying to make sure y'all get all this information. Y'all be up. You may as well watch me. It's either y'all watching Trump or y'all watching me. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Kevin says, just getting here. What about Ally Financial? Ally's not bad. Here's the thing about Ally. Ally will take a chance on higher interest rates, just like Capital One. Capital One will take a chance on higher interest rates. They will. But I don't think that they're a bad bank because majority of their business is prime or less than 20%, less than 15% typically. Usually they stop at about 18. See, it's rare that you see Ally, over 20%. Now, in today's um, economic scope, a lot of people are kind of dancing in that range, but they're not known for putting a lot of people in that category for sure. Okay. But at the end of it, or they're not, let me say this, let me rephrase that. They're not known for adding on additional fees like a lot of these other banks do. Okay. So, but again, at the end of the day, don't just go by the bank's name, go by the terms. If you don't like the terms, get better terms. Let's get up out of that loan. And if you can't do any of those, like if you can't refinance, you can't do a personal loan, it may be best to trade that bad boy in, trade that car in. Okay. And he's in the house. Elite is in the house. He says, just coming in. Good information. Risa says 4 more years. All right. Blue Sky says Westlake, class action lawsuit. Yeah. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah. Listen, I almost definitely looked that up. I think somebody is in trouble too. I'll look that up as well too. One traveling diva says, how much is the strategy session? Yes. So it depends. If you go to game plan, here, just go ahead and scan the QR code for the game plan. By the way, if you want a discount on the game plan, join the 850 Club Elite. Then get the game plan if you want to save money on your game plan. Okay. But either way, I know everyone's gonna be watching this video at different times. So that's why I'm going to numbers. You can just scan the QR code. I'll put the links back inside the description below as well, too. Because I know everyone's gonna be watching this at a different time and place. People be watching older videos. And it's like, well, Calvin, I know in this video you said, nah, I'll see now. But no, but there you go. I put everything inside of there as well. All right. And Elizabeth says, y'all have a good night. See y'all in the community. Yes, Elizabeth, see you in the community. Oh, matter of fact, here, real quick, guys, I want to show you all what we got coming up in the community. A lot of stuff coming up, guys. Let me show you all. Okay. So here, real quick, in the community, this is why so many people are now starting to accomplish their goals inside of the community. Let me hide all this stuff. Okay, give me a second. Let me move out the way. Okay, and there we go. All right, so here, when you get inside the community, the first thing that you could do, you can, if you just want to improve your credit score, you click on I want to improve my credit score. And then you'll see right here where it says your credit score range. If your credit score is between 3 to 600, follow this strategy. Between 600 to 700, follow this strategy. Between 700 and 850, follow this strategy. If you want to understand trade lines and authorized users, follow that strategy. Collection accounts, read about that. The dispute process, dispute letters, goal setting, okay? All of that. Then we also have, listen, we got a lot of stuff coming up. Got a lot of stuff coming. I told you all week. Listen, y'all better keep an eye on this calendar. It's about to get crazy. Now, don't get me wrong, it won't be overwhelming. It won't be overwhelming. Just make it to what you can make it to. Okay. But anyway, of course, Wednesday, where's it at? So Wednesday, we have our accountability calls. That's every Wednesday at 8 a.m. to help you all stay on track on your goals. Then on Thursday, we got the 850 blueprint. Okay. This is where I answer all of your personal credit questions for 1 hour. Okay. You tell me your situation. You tell me what you're trying to do. I tell you exactly what you need to do. All you got to do is just execute. That's all you got to do is execute. And we don't just have stuff in here for just that, guys. If you want to lower your car payment, if you want a personal loan, we also have an affiliate program as well too. So if you know other people that need to know about this program, we have our 90-day home buying challenge where we help people go from unqualified to qualified in 90 days or less. If you want to add rental history to your credit report, you can do that. Funding for your business. We also have our credit to cash flow. All right. So this is where we talked about business credit, business funding. Listen, I talk about this all the time. This was a 1 hour training. The video was, listen, the training was 20 minutes. He spent 40 minutes answering questions, okay, on getting funding for your business. Do not miss out on this stuff. Then we have power talks, okay? Listen, this video y'all won't see until like the next 2-3 weeks. The elite has already seen it and they got their questions answered, okay? Then we had Lawan that was in the building. This is another video. This video drops on Tuesday. They saw this 2-3 weeks ago. They already implementing some of the stuff that they've learned 2-3 weeks ago. Okay. Because in the elite, you get to ask questions from some of the interviews that I have. Okay. So again, man, it's just making sure that it's one of some of the most valuable things that you've ever been a part of. All right. I want to make sure I put that out there for sure. Okay. Either way, Crossfire says, I need to get with a credit union. All right. To get an auto loan. Any advice on the best way to get approved when you or starting a relationship with them when your credit is low? Start with a secure card if you can, a secure credit card with them. See if you can get in with just especially if it's a credit union that just allows you to have a checking account. Have a conversation with them. Say, hey, listen, I want to build a relationship with you guys. What can I do? You all want direct deposit? You want me to get a checkings, a savings, and then just say, listen, and you'll be surprised. Do that, and then it's kind of start there, and then you'll know, what they're willing to offer. Their members and such. But those are the basics. A checking account, direct deposit. They want to be your main bank. So if you don't mind that, the better, the easy. That's the more products you have with them, the better. Okay. Ramon says, Calvin, who offered the lowest car interest to date? That's a great question. The lowest interest rates are usually 0%, and that's usually from the automaker. So if you're buying Mercedes from Mercedes, you're buying BMW from BMW, you're buying Nissan from Nissan. Anytime you buy the brand from the brand and you finance with the brand will give you a great interest rate. Okay, let me say that again. If you buy a vehicle from the brand and you finance with the brand, then that's going to be the best interest rates. Credit unions sometimes can't. Most credit unions can't be 0% because you're making no. They can't make no money. Now usually other than that, other low rates are usually like 1.9, 2.9. That's really low, especially in today's climate. Okay. But zero to get to 0.9, 0%, 1.9, that's usually when you finance with the brand, the automaker, usually. Okay. And it's nothing. Let me say this: it's nothing wrong with financing with the brand. Okay. There's nothing wrong with financing with the brand. Most of the time, most of the time, the brand only takes certain scores. Most of the time, the brand is going to have the best interest rates and things of that sort anyway. So keep that in mind. All right. Hopefully, this information was helpful. If it was helpful, let us know inside the comment section, guys. All right. We will see you all on the next video. We got a busy week this week, and you all know me. I'm just helping you all get you all where you need to be. All right. Congratulations to you, Marone. Just hit 800. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, that's taking advantage of it for sure. Congratulations to you, sir. All right. Listen, guys, we will see you all on the next video. You all have a good one. If you haven't done so already, let me sure you guys go ahead and like.